We've taken you inside Beacon Hill at Eastgate Retirement Community, and as part of their continuum of care is the Dementia and Memory Care Program. We're sitting down with an expert to learn some more about the state-of-the-art things they're doing. We're here with Pat Jakubiak, and Pat, I know there are some really amazing numbers and statistics associated with dementia.
Yes, there are, and the Alzheimer's Association puts a report out every year, and when I read it, I'm shocked every time. We have over 5 million people in our country who have the disease. They say every 68 seconds someone develops it. And not only in our country is this happening, but it's also happening in the world. The World Health Organization has just put a report out and has said that we have over 35 million people with this disease. There is not an available cure at the time. And the other thing that's happening is we're not always prepared to deal with some of the stress related to caring for people. The report says that caregivers are having stress-related illness, and it's costing us over $8 billion in healthcare costs for stress-related illness just to caregiving.
You and your company, VitaCure, are partnering with Beacon Hill, and you've really implemented this state-of-the-art model here. It's unique, and it's actually happening in some other places in the country and around the world.
Yes, and what this model is, it's a dynamic, wellness-based model that supports the person with dementia and their caregiver in a continuum at all stages of life. So it's grounded in evidence. We're looking at both the process of how we train and educate people, but also in science that shows that we can have positive health outcomes for people with dementia.
You have an assessment tool that is really unique.
Yes, well, we have a battery of tools actually, and one of the tools is from the theory of the cognitive disability model, which is a tool that measures abilities and limitations simultaneously. And when we do this assessment, it's not done like a typical paper and pencil assessment. It's done in a context of everyday life. It's a performance-based assessment, and we can understand a person's abilities in a very sensitive way. So if you are from a family that culturally and socially your meals are centered around social and environment, we can understand that about a person. We also understand that even at the early stages of dementia, a person may not be able to talk and eat at the same time, or walk and talk at the same time. But we can structure our dining program so that we can facilitate that social context. And when we do that, we call that promoting a sense of self. And what happens is the person then begins to thrive, not only the person, caregivers, because they experience the joy in seeing the person embrace life at all stages.
Yeah, and I know that's important too with your model, the caregivers, because then they're able to deliver better care. So what kind of results are you seeing? What makes this sustainable?
Well, this is a program that we're not targeting falls per se. We're not designing fall prevention programs, but we've been seeing a significant reduction in falls, and that reduction remaining stable into the 3rd year after the program was implemented. We've seen a decrease in weight loss. Another big reduction is challenging behaviors, and some reports say that the challenging behaviors are one of the top reasons why a loved one may place a person in a facility. So we are really reducing that and the use of medication that is given for those behaviors.
And this is something that is exclusive to Beacon Hill.
Yes, I'm very excited about implementing this model at Beacon Hill in collaboration with Grand Valley State University. So it's like a shift in the way care is delivered. It's a culture change. And once the team sees it, it becomes a way of life.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Pat.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We are talking about dementia care at Beacon Hill at Eastgate for the individual caregivers and members of their families. It It was really interesting to hear Pat talk about this subject because her model is getting a lot of attention for the reasons that we talked about in the story. I was impressed at how it's used in makes a person's remaining abilities, you know, at all stages of the care. It takes a look at that and actually makes it's a better existence for
It's
them.
a nice continuum of care, and that's the great part about Beacon Hill at Eastgate, because they are able to really meet your needs. And as you go through the aging process for people who move into Beacon Hill and then they need to make the transition into that higher level of care, it really is wonderful. You feel like it's just a blessing to have that sort of an organization in our own community. If you'd like to learn more, you can contact Beacon Hill at Eastgate. They're located at 1919 Boston Street in Grand Rapids. The website beaconhillgr.org.
Yeah. So don't go away. More 8 West to come.
Are you West?